Hello, horse racing fans! It's Mark with InHereTheCome.com. We're getting ready for the 37th annual Breeders' Cup World Championship race. We're going to highlight the sprint division here as far as our winning profiles on the Breeders' Cup. Just so you all know, this is our 20th year of providing the winning Breeders' Cup profile. Initially started with the 8 traditional races, and then as the Breeders' Cup has grown, they've added more divisions. And it also now includes the 5 newer divisions. The only one it doesn't include is the Turf Sprint division, which has only been around for 2 years, so we don't have enough history to develop a profile for that division. The Sprint division is one of the original 8 traditional races in the Breeders' Cup Day. As you probably know by now, there's over $150 million wagered each year on average on the Breeders' Cup races, and it is more money wagered on these 2 days than is wagered on the Super Bowl. And it truly is the horse player's money printing machine with all the different wagering options we have throughout the weekend. We're going to take a look at the sprint division here and just give you an insight into what the profile tells us on some of it, but not all of it. As you can see here, it's a 10-year average payout in the divisions on Saturday's races of the 9 Breeders' Cup races on Saturday. And the sprint is highlighted here in yellow. It's kind of rides right about in the middle of the 9 races as far as the prices that have been paid out over the last 10 years. Average win price has been $14.66. Not bad, right? So it's it's like a 6-to-1 horse on the average in the past 10 years. $2 Exacta averaged $111. It's okay. And the dollar Trifecta average has been $6.24. Again, just okay. We're looking for bigger in Breeders' Cup weekend. But the Superfecta, let's look at the Superfecta. $10,079 is a 10-year average. So that ends up being what? The 4th largest of the 9 races on Saturday as far as the Superfecta payoff. So what do you think? We want to concentrate on our wagering on putting together a Superfecta ticket. That's where the payoff's going to be. And that's what the profile tells us year after year after year over the last 10 years. There will be a full field this year of 14 runners, which has not always been the case most recently. Usually it was always full, but in 4 of the last 10 years did not fill to the 14. But we do have 14. We also have one also eligible, 15th runner. So if anyone scratches, he can get in, and that's Lasting Legacy at 30-1 on the morning line. There's only been 2 repeat winners in this division. That's Roy H., 2018 and 17, and Midnight Loot, 2008 and 7. Matoli won last year. Matoli's not racing this year, so we don't have to worry about that. Of the winners, there's been 15 4-year-olds that have won the sprint division, as well as 9 3-year-olds. So we got 24 of the 36 winners were either a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old. 4-year-old or 3-year-old. The rest of them were 5 and 6-year-old runners. And keep in mind, the sprint is the fastest, early speed race of the year, with all 14 runners, and they're all battling for the lead. And the winner usually comes from off the pace on that. But it is the fastest race of the year. Some of the keys, we're going to highlight some of the keys in the sprint division winning profile here. And the idea of the winning profiles is that it is the key to handicapping the championship races, the 14 or 13 races. You must be able to separate the contenders from the pretenders. There are some, these are all good horses, don't get me wrong, but there's some that are kind of going to be battling above their weight in here. With better information and sharper proven angles. That is the key to picking winners. It helps you zero in on the divisions where long shots have proven to be most prevalent, and those divisions where the favorites tend to win more often than not, which is helps you on putting together your multi-race wagers, your pick threes, pick fours, pick fives, where you can single or only use two runners in that leg. But the divisions where long shots are prevalent make them pretty much forget about the favorite as a win selection. In the sprint division, the post-time favorites have only won 8 of the last 36. 8 of the 36 years of running of the sprint division, which is only 22%, far below the national average for winning favorites. As a matter of fact, in the last 15 years, there were only 3 winning favorites. One of the top 3 favorites have been able to win a high percentage of the races, 21 of the 36 races, 58%. So 58% of the races, one of the top 3 post-time favorites wins the race. Long shots at odds of 10 to 1 or higher have been able to win 7 times. Sprint division, as we saw in those superfecta payouts, is one of the higher paying divisions on Saturday, Breeders' Cup Saturday, Day 2. Here's a look at the last 15 years of the favorites, post-time favorites. As you can see in red, there's only 3 favorites that were able to win. That was Run Happy. Of course, everybody knows who Run Happy is in 2015. Secret Circle for Bob Baffert in 2013. And then Midnight Loot, also for Bob Baffert in 2007. But all the other years, the other 12 years, favorites did not win. Now let's look. How many of them ran second? Well, last year the favorite ran second. Year before the favorite ran third. Look down the list here, and then we go to 2011, favorite running third, and in 2008. So it's not often that the favorite even finishes second. And then we show you what the field size was. So smaller fields, everybody figures the favorites have a better shot as opposed to large fields. But as you can see, that's not always true on that. But favorites have not been a good win bet in the sprint division. And that's what's going to lead to our high Trifecta payout. As we said earlier, 14 4-year-olds have won, as well as 9 3-year-olds. This year's field, we have 3 4-year-olds, Maniwa, Hog, Crete, which ran last year, Bacoma, and then we have 5 3-year-olds, Echo Town, Collusion Illusion, Frank's Rocket, Empire of Gold, and Yalpon. The rest of them are either a 5, 6, or a 7-year-old. So these are going to be the ones we want to concentrate on as far as making our win selection. It's going to be between the 3-year-olds and the 4-year-olds, and we probably can ignore the 5, 6, and 7-year-old runners from our win position. Morning line favorites, 14, Vacoma, 3 to 1 on the morning line. 2, CZ Rocket, 7 to 2. The 10 horse at 72, and then Forensen Fire, 8 to 1, who's been running in this for the last couple of years, is in here as well, which I think we can discount this year. Here's the 10-year average on the win, Exacta, Trifecta, and Superfecta we saw earlier. Like I say, it's like the 6th highest of the 14 divisions on payouts, on average payouts over the last 10 years. Speed horses do not fare well. Only 6 wire-to-wire winners. There have been 2, only 2, in the past 20 years. So 10%, right? Last 22 years, only 2 early speed horses were able to win wire to wire on that, and 2 of them over the last 20 years. So early speed, the front runners don't hold up to win the race, as we've seen. The favorites don't win. Early pressers and pressers do best, especially in recent years. Also, only 3 winners have been able to win the sprint from the rail. There's so much early speed in here. Whoever's in the one hole has to get out quick, and if he's not a speed horse, he's gonna wear himself out trying to battle it on the front end with the true early speed runners. The best in history shows us that the best is the outside post. So when you got a full field, we're looking at that 14, 13 from 9 out as potential areas where we want to concentrate. This year's early speed horses, the 10 horse, the 6 is Frank's Rocket, actually a filly, the only filly is in here this year. The 9, Empire Gold, Collusion Illusion, and again, Friends and Fire. And you can see the odds here. It's a high probability the winner will not be in this group. Here are the pressers and closers. You got Diamond Ops, or Oops. I know they mess me up every time on this. I can think it was Diamond Ops, but it's Oops. Diamond Oops, 8-1. Bacoma, 3-1. Look at the post number on these two, 14 and 11. And the old man Whitmore, who's back for a 5-year-old, back for his 4th try at the sprint division. Maniwa, 30-1. Echo Town, the rail, not looking for him to win. And then we got the 4 horse at 30-1 and the 12 horse Hog Creek Hustle, who also ran in this division last year, not well. 15 winners came into the sprint division off a loss, but only one of those last race was worse than second. So we want to look at the last race. We want to demand that their last race was either a first or a second. Age is not important as winners have been 3, 4, and 5 and 6-year-olds. Since 2000, there have only been 2 winners older than 5 years old. So those we want to stay away from on the win side, maybe on the bottom of the trifecta. At least one West Coast-based runner has been in the Exacta in 25 of the past 29 years. So that's a key part for our Exacta. Who are the West Coast-based runners? California-based runners are speed horses. They're bred and they're trained for speed, sprint race speed. The Vosburg Stakes winner has only won the sprint once in 24 attempts. So we want to stay away from the Vosburg Stakes winner as far as winning the Breeders' Cup Sprint Division. This year, that's the 8, Friends and Fire. He won the Vosburg this year. He will not be our top pick to win the race. A filly or mare has won this race 3 times and placed 7 times. Geldings have won 11 times, which equates to about 31% gelding. So I guess once you're gelded, all you got to think about is racing and not thinking about fillies. Those horses in this year's field that are based in California, there's only 2. Only 2. Number 2, CZ Rocket at 7-2. Collusion Illusion, the 3-runner, at 20-1. So guess what? I think we want to make sure we include these 2 in our Exacta. History tells us they tend to show up in the Exacta. There's only one filly or mare in this year's field. It's the 6, Frank's Rocket at 10-1. And I'll tell you what, Frank's Rocket looks to be a contender. However, Frank's Rocket, likes to run on the lead or in second behind the lead, which normally doesn't win this race. But she probably can hang on maybe for a part of the Superfecta. There's only 2 geldings in the field this year, and that's the old man Whitmore at 15-1 and our friend Diamond Ops. Oops. I'll never get that right. Oops at 8-1. Here are the runners that did not finish first or second in their last prep race. The one horse, Echo Town, he ran third. Collusion Illusion ran third. Whitmore, fourth. The 13 horse is an invader from Japan, so it's a little tough to judge what the heck this runner is going to be able to do. But in his last race, he finished 16th. 16th and was beaten 12 lengths. But it's coming in from Japan. So who knows? I don't know. I can't tell. I would say no. No. Again, if any consideration, probably the bottom of the trifecta, of the superfecta. And then the also eligible is the 15 runner Lasting Legacy, who also ran fourth in his last race. So these 5 are not going to get much consideration from us for the win selection. All but 5 sprint winners had won a graded stakes in the same year of the Breeders' Cup. This year's field, here are the ones that have not done that. The 4 at 30 to 1, the 5, Maniwal at 30 to 1, Empire Gold at 30 to 1, again, Hog Creek Hustle at 30 to 1, as well as the also eligible Lasting Legacy. So we're going to downgrade these runners from any win consideration for the sprint division. Again, this is just a sampling of the factors that you'll find in our sprint profile, our winning sprint Breeders' Cup profile. You can download our profile. You can get it immediately on our website, inherethecome.com. You can sign up for it and get that right away. There's about another 12 additional factors in here we use in the profile to help us with our handicapping that you'll learn. And remember, with the winning profiles, Breeders' Cup profiles, you'll know which races the favorites win and which races, which divisions to stay away from them as your win selections. And they really can be key in structuring your tickets, your wager tickets for the pick 3s and 4s, 5s, and 6s for your multi-race tickets. And this is where you usually get some pretty big payouts on Breeders' Cup weekend. You know which races you should spread out in and play in the trifecta and superfectas, and hopefully be able to cash in on the big average payouts. You'll know which races the long shots win more often than not, and so you want to take a long, hard look at those when you're handicapping the race. Breeders' Cup races are never what they seem to be at first glance. You have to look into them a little bit deeper. It's critical to know those factors that have been proven over the last 36 years to be the most important in winning each of the divisions so that you can include it in your handicapping process. And with this type of information, you'll be able to zero in on those runners that have the best shot at winning or at least being in the money in each of those divisions. Breeders' Cup, as always, is very exciting 2 days of championship horse racing. And you want to be able to give yourself every possible chance of cashing in on some of those big payoffs. You don't have to play every race in every division, but when you get our profiles, you'll know which divisions have the higher payoffs, and you may want to concentrate on those divisions for your actual play. It's time to get started on your handicapping. You can go to our website, inherethecome.com. You can order and download our the winning profiles immediately. You can also sign up to get our picks. We also make our selections available for both days, full card picks on both days, Friday and Saturday as well. You'll see a discounted pricing out there. So thanks for watching. Go out to our website, take a look around, and sign up for whichever products interest you the most. Thanks for watching, and good luck to everybody on Breeders' Cup weekend.